Hello, I'm Chef Joe. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to cure and smoke your own bacon at home. We're going to basically turn this pork belly into this sweet, smoky bacon right here. Who doesn't love bacon? I know I do. Let's get making bacon. For this recipe, we're going to use a 10-pound pork belly and we're going to cut it into two 5-pound slabs. Okay? You're going to want to make 2 batches of cure. So the cure goes like this. We use this Preg #1 curing salt, and that's going to be like 1.5 teaspoons of that. Then you're going to need a 1/4 cup of sea salt or kosher salt. And you're going to use 3/4 cups of packed brown sugar. Now what I like to do, let me move this bacon here. This is some of the things I want to show you. I make a black pepper bacon. I make a hickory smoked bacon. I make a Cajun seasoned bacon. And I make, of course, as I'm slicing, I have these little tips I use for beans. I have these little smoked pieces of bacon and tips that I use for beans and other recipes. Let's set this aside. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is put on my gloves. And I'm going to flip this over, and there's a lot of sinew back here that I kind of want to get trimmed off, because otherwise it'll make your bacon curl when you cook it. So let's cut some of this real thick sinew off. And it gets kind of tough too. You don't want to have that. You don't want to have anything tough on your bacon. And some of this fat's just fine, but this silvery stuff, that's got to come off. Anything that looks silvery, that's got to come off. Here's one right here. Here's a piece. There's a little piece here. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to flip it over. Let me take this piece off. Now I'm going to cut it in half. Right about here. There you go. That's going to be, we're going to turn that into bacon. Next thing you're going to want to do, I like to do these separately, because I want to make sure that the cure is exactly this right amount for the bacon. So I'm going to put the sugar and the salt and the cure into this one. Sugar, the salt, and the cure. Then I'm going to mix it up. Mix it all up. Break up any little pieces of brown sugar you may have in there. You want to make sure you have the right amount of cure in each 5-pound slab of bacon. Okay, that's why I do them separately. Now, let me move this stuff out of the way. And we're going to put them in these Ziploc bags. These are 2-gallon Ziploc bags. Sometimes you see it 2.5 gallons, and you see the ones with the zip on top. Those are great. They didn't have them at the store this time, so I just got the regular zip bags. And also you're gonna need these next week because it's gonna take 5 days to cure this bacon. So I'm starting on a Sunday, and then by the time I go to smoke this bacon, it's gonna be next Saturday. Okay, so this is a process. This is not a thing that's gonna happen overnight. You don't cure it one day and then your bacon, all of a sudden you have bacon tomorrow. Now this takes 5 days. It's just a process. So I'm going to move the pork belly aside, and we're going to do one for you right here. You're going to put our sheet pan down. You're going to open this up. Put the pork belly in the 5-gallon bag. Simple enough, right? Then you take your cure and you rub it all over inside. You want to make sure you get every inch of bacon. So you got to make sure you get all inside the nooks and crannies. Along the sides. We're going to flip the whole bag over. We're going to do the other side. Make sure you get in all the crevices. Now there's a couple benefits to doing your own bacon at home. Number one, it tastes a heck of a lot better. If you get it right, it tastes really, really good. You can't get this bacon in a store. A lot of times they inject the bacon with water and it shrinks up and it just doesn't taste right. This is like, you know what's going on over here. You know what you're smoking it with. There's nothing injected. I'm gonna throw a little bit in there and continue rubbing. Zip it up. Yep, it's not cooperating. That's why I like the other little ones, the little zippy ones. Because sometimes these come undone. But that'll work. Now let me get the other one. And this bag. Put that pork belly right in there. Let me get the other batch of cure. Rub that cure in there. Now you see me that I did the black pepper bacon and the Cajun bacon. That's done after it's cured. I sprinkle it before I put it in the smoker. I sprinkle it with black pepper and Cajun seasoning. You can use Southwestern seasoning if you want like a Southwestern style bacon. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do, you know, to change the flavor profile. You could, while you're curing it, you could put rosemary in it. You could put juniper berries, different kind of things. That would be appropriate to do at this point. But as far as the seasoning and the real, like the black pepper, I do that just before I smoke it. Make sure this is all that's in there. So now what the cure is going to do, you'll see, is it dehydrates the bacon. It pulls all the moisture out of it, and it's going to make kind of like a brine, so to speak. It's going to basically what you're doing is it's brining in its own juices. And all this sugar and salt is going to infuse into this pork belly. Then you have to dry it out and then you smoke it. But before you do that, you need to go through this step. And then for the next 5 days in the refrigerator, you have to flip this pork belly. Yes, that's the problem with these. If you can't get the good ones, that they're with the little zippy things, and you got to worry about this getting on your nerves. Now let's see, do it. There it goes. Get the little zippy ones. There you go. So you got 2. So here's what you're going to do. Every day for the next 5 days, you're going to go to the refrigerator and flip it once. Each one. Okay? Tuesday, you go out to the refrigerator, flip it. Wednesday, same thing. Until Friday, then we'll pull it out, we'll rinse it off, and we'll let it air dry in the refrigerator overnight, and then Saturday we'll smoke it. The reason why you want to dry it, you want to have it dry, is so that the smoke will stick to it. If your pork belly's wet, smoke won't stick to it. Smoke will bounce right off. We'll get to that part next week. I'll see you Saturday. It's Saturday morning and our pork bellies are nice and brined, as you can see, nice and cured. So now we're going to rinse them. You have to rinse them and then dry them before we smoke them. So at the sink, I'm just going to rinse any excess salt and cure off of there. And then I'm going to transfer them behind me over to some paper towels where we can pat them dry. So let's get rid of this. Let's do the second one. Rinse it off. And transfer to the paper towel. Now we're going to pat these dry. Let me grab one here. Whoop. If your pork bellies are still wet, then the smoke won't stick to it. So it's very important that you dry these. And we're going to let them air dry for about 4 hours. So And we'll fire up the smoker right around noon, and we'll get them going. So here's one, and let me grab, let's see, where's the sliced end? I look for the sliced end right there. That's, I want to hang it right here. Pop that in, and then we'll flip it around, press it in there, then I'm going to put this one on a wire rack. Now let's do the other one. Let's put these up here. Just taking off as much of the liquid as possible. Okay, the cut end is there. And I want to hang it from here. Push the hooks in, pop them through, and put them on the wire racks. There you go. Now we're going to let them air dry for about 4 hours. You can flip them if you want to, turn them over, air dry that side, but since it's up on a wire rack, you'll get some circulation and you won't have to flip them, basically. And if you worry about the cure on my board, don't worry. I've got sanitizer. We'll take care of that. And the next time I see you, we'll be out at the smoker. Okay, here we are. We have the firebox full charcoals. Now I'm gonna set this hickory log in there, and we're gonna let it catch on fire. Then I'm gonna shut the lid, and we're going to adjust the vents to set this firebox, or the smoker box. We want it to smoke right around between 170 and 180. It's going to fluctuate between 170 and 180, and we want to keep it in there that way. But we're going to get the log going. When it turns dark, then it'll be ready once it gets toasted. Because what we're doing now is we're burning off the dirty smoke, and what we want is blue smoke. And you'll see the difference when the smoke comes out and it looks clear. It's not really clear. It's called blue smoke, and that's the kind of smoke you want to penetrate your bacon. So we're gonna let that go. I'm gonna close this vent. That log's gonna get toasted. And another way how we do this is down here we have to adjust the vents. So I'm always hitting the vents, keeping them open and closed and there's a bottom vent and then a top vent. And I open them up first, and then as we go, it gets too hot, we close them, and it kind of suffocates the fire a little bit, and then it brings the temperature down. If you want to have a hot smoke, you open the vents up, and then you watch the temperature gauge go up. But for bacon, we want a slow smoke. We want a low smoke, a cold smoke. So we want it between 170 and 180, no higher than 180. Okay, here we are. I have that chunk of wood right there is nicely toasted. It's ready to go. I just close this up. Our smoke box is stabilized. It's right around 175, between 175 and 180, and we're going to hang our bacon to smoke right now. Let me get our bacon. I like to use these vertical smokers. This thing has smoked a lot of meat, trust me. Look at that. This thing has been around for a while. And I take it and I hang one in back. I hang one in front. I think the most I've smoked in this thing is probably about six 5-pound slabs of bacon will fit in there and smoke nicely. I also have these, put these little drip pans in there to catch any fat that drips to the bottom. It came with a little round drip pan, but it was pretty much useless because I just have so much, sometimes have so much stuff in there smoking that I need to have coverage on the bottom of there. So let's close her up and let her rip. Be back in a few. And here we are. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes or so. We're gonna take a check and see how our hickory log's doing. And it's starting to fall apart right there, so I think it's time for another log. We'll put another log to keep it going. So in with log number 2. Let that catch on fire there for a second. Now you can add different types of wood to it. You can use pecan, you can use apple, you can use cherry wood is another one you can use. But for this application, I'm just using straight hickory. Close it and check back on it in about another hour to see how we're doing. Okay, so we're at about the 2.5 hour mark, and as you can see, our temperature is pretty much maintaining right around 175, but we're going to need to, well, let me show you this first. It's starting to get this nice bronze color to it, right? But it still needs to continue because it's definitely not temperature. The temperature we're looking for is 150. So you take your thermometer and stick it in, and I know it's not even close to 150. We're about 127, so we still got a ways to go. 150 is the magic number. We're going to open this up. I need to add a little bit more charcoal to keep it going. So I'm going to stir it up a little bit. There's that the last log we put in there. Stir it up, get those ambers nice and hot. Spread them out. Let them catch a bit. Then we will throw this other chunk of hickory on top. And we can just set it in there. It'll catch. Woo! So we started at noon, and it's maybe 2:45 now. So it'll probably take till about 6 o'clock. So it's just going to keep smoking because nice low temperature, and it'll get to the internal temperature of the pork belly, the bacon will get to about 150. But it takes a while because it'll creep up. See you back in about another hour to check on the temperature. We're going to check the bacon. I have my thermometer, and let's stick it in there. It's reading 152, 151. I think we're at temp. So this bacon's ready. So now we're going to take it out. Look at this. That's what you want right there. All the way around. Look at that color. It's beautiful. It smells awesome out here too. So I'm going to put this on here. I already previously checked the one in back. This definitely at temp. Now we're going to take this inside and let them cool down, let them get to room temperature. Then I'll take the hangers off of them, wrap them in plastic wrap, put them in the outside fridge to chill overnight. And what that'll do is it locks in all that smoke. See you inside. After a serious afternoon of smoking bacon, we're finally at this point. Our bacon has come to room temperature and it's nice. Look at this color on this. Unbelievable, right? Your whole house will smell like smoke. Well, it won't smell like smoke, it'll smell like bacon is what it'll smell like. So I'm gonna flip this over. It'll smell like bacon until you get these things wrapped up and put in the refrigerator. Let's put it that way. Take these off, these little hangers. Flip it over, pop them out. Now we're going to wrap them. So I'm gonna take this plastic wrap. Let me move these out of the way. Put this in the middle. Fold it over. This way. I'm gonna do one more time. Now this way, so it doesn't leak out. We don't want any fat leaking out of there. Nice and tight. I'm going to put it on this sheet pan here. Now let's do the next one. Again, the opposite way. Nice and wrapped up tight. Put it on this pan. Okay, now we refrigerate them overnight, and tomorrow they'll be ready for slicing. I'll show you how to slice them and package them. And as I said previously, the reason why you refrigerate them, what it does is it locks in the smoke in there. You got all that smoke flavor infused in this pork belly. You want it to set in there, and that's what we're going to do. See you tomorrow for slicing. Our bacon has been refrigerated overnight, and now it's time to slice it up. So I'm going to remove the plastic wrap. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful bacon. I can smell the hickory. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, let me cut this other one. Out of the plastic it goes. All that smoke is totally locked in there. Okay, let's see. Cut right here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how pink that is right here. That's all smoked all the way through. Beautifully. Oh, okay. Well, let's get slicing. And now we're going to start to slice our bacon, turn the machine on. And the beauty about these little machines is you can cut them, your bacon as thick or as thin as you like. This is a little, just a chef choice model. You can pick them, there's many different brands. You can pick them up at Walmart or whatever, box stores. So let's go. Normally the first slice is a little odd, then once you get going you can kind of adjust and get to the thickness you like. Then you just maintain. That's the thickness right there I like. This is perfect for us. Now I would suggest following whatever manufacturer safety guidelines are with these machines, because you can't cut your fingertips off. They're great for slicing bacon. They're also great for fingertips. So make sure you follow the safety instructions. Oh, I almost got a little thin. But that's okay. We can use some of this bacon, we can use for bacon bits. All the odd slices we use for bacon bits, or if you want to make beans or coq au vin or whatever, some type of dish that calls for bacon. Bacon jam, we make bacon jam. I think I'm going to go a little tiny bit thicker. But I'm telling you, once you smoke your bacon, you'll never go back to store-bought bacon. You can't get this stuff at the store. A lot of times you get the bacon at the store, and they inject it with water and all kinds of liquids and stuff like that. That's what makes the bacon pop when you fry it in the pan, which normally I don't fry in the pan. I slack it out on sheet pans at 375 degrees in the oven for probably 25 minutes or so, and you just got to keep checking, but that's how I do it. Get this side. Also, when you're slicing, sometimes the slicer will make it come out kind of funky, so you have to turn it over and so it adjusts again. I'll flip it back. So I save these little funky pieces for bacon bits there. And then sometimes you get them like that, where the hook went through. It's still good bacon. We'll use it all up. And then, let me shut this off. Then you get down to this little piece right here, and it's really kind of unsafe to continue to slice it. So what I do is, I come over here, and I slice great big hunks like this for when I make beans. In the summertime, tri-tip and beans, Santa Maria style tri-tip with smoky beans. You just portion, put about 3 of those per bag, something like that. All right, let's get another piece of bacon and we'll keep on going. Actually, this is going to be kind of odd, kind of difficult to fit in my slicer, so I'm going to slice a little tip off of there. Then it'll be nice and uniform. Let me stack this bacon, push it up. Okay, same thing here, just chop them up. Also, with these little odd pieces that come out, I like to just stack them together like this. Make like these, what they call lardons. Bacon bits right there. So none of this goes to waste. I'm going to slice these other 2 pieces, and then I'll be right back with you, and we can package it all up. See you in a minute. And as you can see, like where the hanger went through it, it kind of messes it up a little bit, but that's okay, because we're going to make bacon bits. So I just stack them, and then just kind of do that to it. Set that aside. We'll do some more. And then for the beans, again, set this aside for beans or whatever you want to do with it. Good for seasoning. Collard greens or whatever, if you can throw some bacon in the collard greens, there you go. You have it, you're ready to go. We're done with the slicing and we'll be right back and we'll start packaging. Okay, now we're ready to start portioning our bacon out. But first things first, I'm gonna need a dozen slices here for lunch. So we're gonna have BLTs since we have this bacon already. Oh, about a dozen is what I need for my BLTs. There we go. Like I said, hey, oven, 375 for 20-25 minutes. Don't forget to set your timer or you might burn it. I flip it once halfway through and then the bacon comes out perfect. Okay, set that aside. And I set them in stacks like this. This is how I do it. I mean, why package up a full pound of bacon and I don't really need a full pound of bacon, so I just portion what I need. Yeah, 10 slices. And I just set them all aside like that and I keep on going. I'm gonna finish portioning up the rest of this bacon and I'll be right back with you. Now for the packaging part. What I normally do, I write on here, on these bags, the date and like bacon for bits, bacon for beans, and hickory smoked bacon slices. Like this will be, I'll just put hickory bacon 314, and then to open it up, you fold them in half and kind of just stick them in there. That's fine. And then here's bacon for bacon bits. Put these in. A little bit more, that's enough. One more. These are great for making the loaded potato croquette recipe, which I posted for you. It works good for that. And let me see here. I got bacon for beans. Yeah, just put a. Yeah, that's enough for the beans. Just want to give them a little bit of flavor anyways, right? A little bit of smokiness. Oh, yeah, that's too much. All right, I'm gonna finish packaging the rest of this and I'll be right back with you. Now we're gonna turn on our packaging machine and let's go to normal and moist, that's fine. Pop it in here. There you have a nice airtight package of freshly smoked and cured bacon that you can make in your backyard. And like I said, I always put the month and the day that you make it. That way you know. You don't have to put the year because it probably won't last that long in the freezer anyways. You'll probably eat it all up. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and package the rest of this and get it in the freezer. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and please remember to click the subscribe button and visit my website at www.chefjoeskitchen.org for more videos and recipes. And remember, food tastes best when it's simple and fresh and smoked. See you later.